In today's story, Where Are You Going? Where Have You Been? Connie is a pretty 15-year-old who spends her summer vacation battling with her mother and hanging out with her girlfriends. They go to the mall, see a movie, or cross the highway to a diner to pick up boys. One night, Connie goes off with Eddie, and on the way across the parking lot, she sees a boy with floppy hair who says, "Gonna get you, baby." Connie's family leaves her alone at the house on a Sunday afternoon. The floppy-haired boy, Arnold Friend, drives up with a sidekick he introduces as Ellie. As he tries to persuade Connie to come for a ride, she becomes more and more wary. He's older than he pretends to be. He's shorter than he pretends to be. He's unsteady in his boots. He knows things about her friends and family that don't make sense to her. When he claims to be her lover, she tries to lock the door. Ellie asks if Arnold wants the phone pulled out, and Arnold threatens her family. When she tries to call the police, she panics and can't. When her panic subsides, she is drained and acquiesces to Arnold. The characterization of Connie is very interesting. The narrator says everything about her had two sides to it on page 652. One side is for home and one for everywhere that is not home. So we have a home side to Connie, and home is where she tries to stay when Arnold wants her to come away, but she doesn't manage to stay at home. So her home side is unsuccessful in grounding her. Connie has outgrown her child self. She's deceiving and feeling superior to her mother and expressing contempt for her older sister, June. Arnold gives voice to her sense about her child self, her home self. On page 662 and at the top of page 663, he says that her family don't know one thing about you and never did. After she wakes up, her family's home looks startlingly small on page 654. And after Arnold arrives, on page 659, the kitchen looks like a place she had never seen before. And on page 662, Arnold makes her family home sound flimsy, not a protective space for her. So part of the characterization here is the idea of this two-sided Connie who's outgrown her home and whose home won't protect her anymore. But her away from home adult self has not come into focus yet. She trades on being pretty. On page 651, the narrator says that Connie knows that being pretty is everything. But she's so self-involved that she doesn't really distinguish between the boys she hooks up with. On page 653, the narrator says, all the boys fell back and dissolved into a single face that was not even a face, but an idea, a feeling. Her emerging adolescent self is incomplete. It's focused on the next evening's pleasure. It's unprepared to oppose itself to Arnold's appeal. So Arnold's will is stronger than Connie's will. An important motif in this story is music. Popular music on page 653 and 652 has an urgent, insistent pounding and promises sweet, gentle lovemaking. Popular music is the soundtrack to her boy chasing. On page 652 it says, the music that made everything so good was always in the background, like music at a church service. When Arnold drives up, Ellie's transistor radio is tuned to the station Connie was playing and singing along with inside her home. And Arnold claims to belong to the youth culture that the music represents. But the promise of that youth culture is obviously not realized in Arnold. Arnold's taking advantage of the promise of that youth subculture to get Connie to identify with and go with him.